When I get up in the morning, I never know what life's going to throw at me. I worked hard over these last few years to build a life where I had no timelines or schedules, that I could be my own boss and devote 100% of my time and creativity to making these YouTube videos and sharing my life. But I never know what life's going to throw at me every single day. Today, it threw a curveball.
Oh my gosh. Good morning, guys. Waking up on the beach again here today. Oh, I had a super productive morning this morning. You know that great big Bigfoot military truck that was parked beside me the last few days? Well, they let me inside of the rig and I filmed a tour of it. And wow, guys, it's gonna be such a good video. So stay tuned for that one coming up. Those videos may take a bit of a delay. That one might be coming out in a month. But anyway, it's getting cleaned up here. Oh.
It was a typical van life morning. You wake up somewhere beautiful, decide what you want to do, point your van in that direction, and today we ended up back on a BC ferry, heading over to the mainland because I figured it's time for us to go start this big late summer adventure. And as we got closer and closer to the mainland, it got warmer and warmer. You see, it's way cooler on Vancouver Island. And by the time we hit the mainland, it was hot. So we decided to tap out and spoil ourselves rotten and get ourselves a big fancy hotel room with air conditioning.
This is my very first experience living outside of my van since I moved into it a very long time ago. I've been in that thing for multiple years, and this is the first time I've ever been in a space like this. So it's a little bit awkward, a little bit weird, a little bit of a flashback to what my life used to be like. Guys, seriously, this is a little bit weird. I've come to love that tiny little short roof space that I live in. All of this stuff is a whole different experience. So let me show you around a little bit. Clearly we have a ginormous king size bed with a couple of end tables. This thing is super comfy. If I had the space in my van to put a huge, thick, cozy mattress, I would. I'm not complaining. My little 4-inch mattress does me just fine, but that thing is super comfy. It's got a chair here in the corner, which the cushion is flipped down because, look at the dog hair. Our Mr. Cruz likes to sit in this chair, but he doesn't like to sit in it like a normal dog. He flips this down and sits on top, so he has a big, nice, high, huge view of the room. Like a king, bro, like a king. I've been sleeping like a king here on this king size bed, which is like, when you put your hands on it, just like, whew, this thing's way down. And where they got these pillows, I don't know, but whoa. The clock in the room has this little thing on it. You see, it makes my finger red. Well, at night in the dark, this projects the time up there on the roof. Can't see it right now because the lights are on, but that does. It projects the time on the roof so you don't have to look at the clock. Pretty cool. My editing station is on the desk. I got my laptop, got my microphone and my control system for my microphone all right here. I've been spending a lot of time here just catching up on some videos and being creative. This tall one here, I decided to bring in my DJ gear. So if I'm ever feeling a little bit on the party side over the next couple of days, believe it or not, this is the only thing I'm kind of excited about. But getting up in the morning, I have to walk all the way down here, around the corner, just to get into the bathroom to take a pee. But this is a whole lot of wasted space. Look at all this space here. it's just a waste. Like this whole hallway is a complete waste. And bathroom in here is kind of nice though. I haven't had the chance to use any of these little thingies here. All the little creamies and soapy things, and I haven't used them because I brought my shower bag in from the van, so all this stuff is kind of like unnecessary. And a shower that I can use any time that I want. Did I shower today? No. Why? Because you can put me in pretty places like this, but you can't take the dirty van dweller out of the dirty van dweller. Hey guys, what's up? All right, got some clothes hung up here. Nice little pretty picture on the wall. Inside of here is a closet with appears to be some extra towels, an iron, and a safe. But waking up in this hotel room this morning got me thinking about this space. When you live in a standard home, all my life prior to being in the van, I was either in a basement suite, or I rented a house for a very short period of time with a bunch of buddies. You know, you always set your spaces up the same. But now that I've been living in my van, it's weird because I think of these spaces a lot differently than the average person would. You see, I'm looking around this space and I'm like, okay, if this was my bachelor pad apartment, I would kind of do the same thing. My bed, DJ station, editing desk, and some nice pictures on the walls, right? What you normally do. But, now that I've been in the van for so long, I'm looking at this space going, wow, there is so much wasted room in here that's not used. Take a look around. Someone's average house, right? TV on the wall, some extra wall space on the top, maybe a couple of pictures, but that's about it. Everything is from the waist down. When I spent the day in here yesterday, I took a look at how much time I spent standing. Not really a whole lot. I came in here, I looked around, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Then I sat at my editing station here for multiple hours and I edited. You see, I can sit in my van. I have a desk about this exact height sitting on my bed when I put my board across, and I have a workstation about as big as I'm using here from here to about there. So it's the same. It's all just kind of wasted. Or when it's time to go to bed, I lie down in bed. There's not a whole lot of standing going on inside of this space. Like I always said to you guys, I think standing is a little bit overrated when you're living out of a van. Key word I said there, living out of a van, not living inside the van. You see, I'm not one to hibernate in there for long durations of time. I want to be outside, I want to be standing up out there, I want to be doing things, not just sitting inside of my home. You stand to move from one location to another. Other than that, how often are you really honestly standing inside of your current homes? All you're doing is walking there to get to that thing. But it's been really a little bit on the weird side to be in a space like this with all the standard things you'd have in a regular home and be thinking this way. That, okay, I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna walk over there to lie down in bed. I'm gonna stand up to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna stand up to walk over here to come to my desk to sit back down again. Most of the things that I'm doing inside of this space that I'm actually doing something is in the same height as I have inside of my low roof cargo van outside, because I have a bed to lie down in. I have an editing station that I can sit at. The only thing in here that I have found to be thoroughly enjoyable to stand up and do is DJ. The reason I'm here is it got a little bit warm outside and I figured, you know what? It's my birthday weekend and I'm like, I am just gonna go find somewhere with air conditioning where I can get some video editing work done and it'd be nice and cool for me and the pup. Hey, Cruzy. So think about that when it comes to your van, because When I first moved into my rig, everything I had was on the floor of it, until I started to really realize the space that's inside of my van and putting cabinets right up at the very top of the van, getting more things off the floor, which reduced a ton of clutter and really made me think about my space. Van lifers, I think if they were to ever go back to a standard sticks and bricks home, their homes would be different. They'd be more functional. There'd be space used up there, which most people don't use. And I don't know. I think this whole life experience, whether you're in your van for a very short period of time, say a year, and you go back, I think your life is going to be better going back than it would be if you didn't do van life. One thing I was held back on from ever getting a hotel before, because we've had hot nights in the van. Look at Mr. Cruzy. How you feel about the big bed? Hey? How do you feel about the big bed? Hey, Cruzy? The year before last, there was a really hot summer, a hot couple of days, and I just bared through it. But Mr. Cruz is a little bit worse than my last bulldog when it comes to being able to handle the heat. My last one he was actually pretty decent. As he's getting older, he's getting worse and worse with wanting to be able to handle the heat. So my only holdback from getting one before in hot times was, well, my van. I leave my home outside. Like, I would drive 6, 7, 8 hours to go somewhere cooler before. That's fine. I have a steering wheel in my home. But I was always so scared about leaving my van away from me because it's my home. The last thing I want to do is have someone break into it, or I don't think I would sleep well knowing that everything I own is way out in a parking lot somewhere. This time, boom, it's right there in front of me. Right there. Hey, so I sleep at night with my big, thick, huge curtains open so I can take a peek outside anytime and see my van. Hey, look how smoky it is out there. It's like red. Look at the glow. Yeah. That was a nice touch.
This whole experience really kind of brought back memories of living in my old condo. You see, walking down the hallway, seeing people all the time, and doing the things that I normally do inside. It wasn't all that exciting. I think van life has completely ruined it for me ever going backwards. I'll take living in my low roof van, hands down, any day. All right, guys, see you on the next one. What a day.